Hello everyone and welcome back to Rob's Gaming Table. Today on the table we have a round 5 match from the Massacre at Hardhome held in Cleveland, Ohio. For Game of Thrones, the card game 2nd edition, on the left we have myself running that Greyjoy Rains of Castamere deck that I've played in earlier matches. Holy crap, can't say Castamere. And on the right we have Adam. He is playing a Martell Banner of the Kraken. He's got a Palace Spearman out, Marcella Baratheon, and a Blood Orange Grove. I have Maester Windermere with a Pointed. I also have a Priest of the Drowned God and a Great Hall to start. So Pointed, very nice for unique characters in a Greyjoy Rains deck to help you get those extra intrigue icons. A little suboptimal here being on Maester Windermere, but he does have stealth, and now he has 2 icons for $2. I guess $3 if you count the price of the attachment. So it's decent, and you don't expect him to stick around forever, so hopefully that Appointed will come back to hand since it's non-terminal, and I'll be able to slap it on someone of a little higher caliber. So we got Late Summer Feast, 901 there into 501 Noble Cause. We rolled a die there. I think I forced him to go first. I think I won the roll. I didn't quite catch it there. But it looks like Adam is marshalling first with 9 gold and a Blood Orange Grove to work with. But since he's going first, that Palace Spearman does not have an intrigue icon, which is probably what I was thinking if I was the actual one to choose him to go first. I don't think he would have chosen himself to go first. Martell doesn't usually do that, especially when he's got a Palace Spearman out. And he may have the Martell economy location Dornish Fiefdom, or Fiefdom, sorry. That wants him to go second to get that extra gold. And there is one. Speak of the devil. He's got one out already. So he uses a Blood Orange Grove to pay for it, and a buck, and then he gets $1 back, and pays for an Iron Mines. So Martell deck's usually pretty reset heavy. He doesn't seem to want to win any challenges on this first round, considering he played Late Summer Feast. Just doesn't seem to care. He's got Iron Mines to back him up. Got a Gas and Grey to prevent me from wanting to win any challenges against him. So using the old Martell tricks of losing to win is the idea here. And I think while I don't control a king, Marcella Baratheon doesn't kneel to defend power challenges and gains renown. So that's pretty good for just defending that first round. Alright, so we got a Sea Tower in play. I have 5 gold to work with and a Great Hall on top of that Sea Tower. And the Noble Cause. So choice of which lord or lady to get out here and start wrecking things, and it's the Lady Asha Greyjoy is the choice. So Asha on Asha action here. What better way to fight offensive stealth with some defensive stealth? So you can still defend there, or maybe I can return some damage. So so they're in with a classy fart noise of kneeling the Lord Sports Shipwright to kneel that Gas and Grey. So as soon as I play it, I offer my opponent those actions. You know, have anything you want to kneel? Of course he doesn't. So I kneel the Gas and Grey. Feel a little better about my challenges, and Asha not going back to hand. So why not invest another attachment into her? And my opponent's got to read it. It is the Corsair's Dirk. Pretty good attachment. I was having some fun with it. First time I played with it is this tournament. So I basically saw it in some deck lists. I saw some guys trying it at my local play group. Wanted to give it a run. Thought it'd be funny. Just wanted to see what it was about. So what better time to practice with it than at a larger, quote unquote, larger tournament. I assumed it was going to be larger, but I think it was like 20 or 21 players. But considering the shrinkage in regional sizes this year, that is still a pretty big tournament. Yeah, before this I was really on the Drowned God's Blessings, I think was the other name of the, or the name of the other attachment in Greyjoy. Is having some fun with that. Putting that on characters to help protect them against Dracarys and Nightmares and that kind of thing. But these Corsair's Dirks are pretty cool. And for those that don't know, because I don't think they're that popular, they just add +2 strength. And then they have a nice little reaction, which, you know, sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. In this case, should work since he saved a gold. Basically, you can react after that opponent, or after that character it's attached to wins attacking. You can trigger the reaction to basically steal a gold from their gold pool. And against Martell, who wants to save gold for tricks in hand, like Vengeance for Elia. It's always good to try to steal that money before they do that in the reaction window, because that would be like at the claim step basically. So I think he's passed his challenges actually, because he doesn't want to win any. He just kind of wants to lose them and, you know, block unopposed maybe. But he's just passed over to me. Realize I have 2 stealth on the board. He wants to be able to defend those challenges, not attack me offensively, kneeling characters, and then just letting me stealth by the ones that are left standing, getting unopposed anyway. So it looks like I'm doing an intrigue here of 5 strength. Remember, the Priest of the Drowned God are +1. They bump themselves up. And then Maester Windermere's another 2. So it looks like I might be trying to Rains here. And stealth Marcella. Yep. Got the Kneel of the House card. Looking at the scheme plots. So I don't know what I'd be trying to trigger here. Maybe the Filthy Accusations. I don't know if it really gets me much. Maybe just another unopposed to stand Asha. So I can use her in a power challenge also. But yeah, an early Filthy. This was my early time with Rains here. Rains has been out for a while, but I've just ignored it pretty much. Haven't really played it. But at this tournament, Filthy Accusations first turn, I don't know. It's arguable whether you use it early game or save it for a later game. But I like putting on some early game pressure. Why not? Get a Palace Spearman out of hand there on the intrigue claim. But now that my opponent knows that Filthy is used, it's out of the game. I won't be able to trigger it again on a Rains turn, so he now knows I won't be kneeling anything with it. And the first turn kneel, is it really that impactful? When I'm not, like, basically destroying their entire board.
Too bad. Too bad.
So here's the military challenge. Of course, goes unopposed. Asha stands. Iron Mine used to save the Palace Spearman. And I steal a gold there with that Corsair's Dirk. So now I'm sitting on 2 gold. He's sitting on 0. So that should help for dominance. And it does. So Asha gets the +2 bump off the attachment. So she is at 6 herself, plus the 2 gold, putting me at 8, which is higher than his 7 he had left standing. So I take a power for dominance also. And I'm up 3-0 after the first round. And I've gotten rid of one of his Iron Mines, which feels good. Now, the key, I got to keep that Lordsport Shipwright on the table to help deal with that Gaston Grey. If I can keep that Gaston Grey on lockdown, maybe even steal one and put it on my side of the board would be nice if I can get Euron going. After he pops it and steal it out of his discard pile and just put it on my side of the board and let it sit there and only use it if absolutely necessary. Having it on the board can just lock down his opportunity to play another one, and I don't have to worry about them for the rest of the game is the idea. It's usually my goal. So counting coppers into first Snow of Winter. So he sees that I have a board load of 3 costs and lower, and he wants to send them all back to my hand and leave Asha alone to fight by herself. And of course, I'm a dummy and play a low gold plot. I do have a Sea Tower and a Great Hall to help me get something into play that's 4 costs or higher, but I see what he's trying to do here. He's trying to, you know, bounce things back to my hand, overload my hand with First Snow of Winter, Gaston Grey. I'll have to discard a ton. What in this case, I'm playing a 10 reserve. So I should be protected from having to dump too much in the taxation phase, from having an overloaded hand. But the problem is he keeps his entire board out there. All of them are enough strength. And yeah, if I can't match that, he can whittle me down and then hit me with a March to the Wall, which I know is what's trying to happen here. Martell decks, they love to do that. Basically, what they call it, get you down to 0, I think is how it's said. But basically get your characters down to nothing, so then they're just like plucking through unopposed challenges later in the game, and they kind of win late game. But yeah, he's looking to apply tons of pressure here and get my board down to a marchable position. But let's see if I can weather that storm. That's the thing. And that always makes me think about how popular is First Snow in the meta when you're building a deck, especially when you have cheap uniques that you can play from your faction. So, like, for example, on the board we have Maester Windermere. Most people just put one of or none of them in their deck, but, you know, the argument's there, like, do you put multiple Windermere for protection from First Snow, or just say who cares, and if he gets bounced, he gets bounced? But, like, it can be game-changing if you're able to save an extra, like, cheap character out there, save them beside your big character, especially with the dupe, and then just kill that character, or even protection from March to the Wall next turn. Those kind of things. So there's an argument there for it. Like, do you just put a bunch of no-name uniques in there, or no-name chuds, is what I'm trying to say, that don't have protection, or you just start doubling up on your uniques that are cheap to keep them in play. But then you risk drawing into dead cards later that you can't play and get on the board. So it's just like, I don't know. I don't know what the right path is there, but if First Snow's popular, that kind of changes things. And usually Martell is playing First Snow. So I guess if Martell's popular, that's the real question. So it looks like I got an Iron Fleet Scout out there also, and an Iron Mines of my own. And he's marshalling an Arion here. He's got another Blood Orange Grove going. Looks like I used the Lordsport Shipwright to kneel his 2 gold economy location, I'm pretty sure.
That's it.
But he used all his gold up, so I don't have to worry about any Vengeance for Ilya shenanigans during this phase. But I have to be a little scared of Hota coming in and knocking my military defense out of the challenge, and, you know, having to waste an Iron Mines, but I probably have to use that anyway. Asha's only 6 strength, but the Iron Fleet Scout gives her an extra 1. So she could be 7, but he does have 8 in military strength on the board. But, I mean, I can weather it with an Iron Mines, but Asha's going to be March next turn. That's probably a guarantee. I don't see why not. But, yeah, it looks like I couldn't get anything 4 cost or higher into play to help me out. But, of course, Adam he's built his deck and to do that, and obviously plays First Snow with that in mind, based on what's in his hand. And I'm obviously not going to walk into a Gaston Grey to save him from having to use the March. So Nightmares and Arion, I say, screw you, pal. I don't want to see any tricks coming out of your hand. You got no money. Now Arion's doing nothing for you other than being a 4-strength body, which is still pretty good. But yeah, we'll just deal with what's on the table here.
He's having a hard time.
Now, like, I could win a military, and, like, yeah, it looks like it just passed. Like, I could go aggressive, you know, stealth the Pal Spearman, make Asha defend and lose, if at all. And then he has to kill one of his other characters. And if it goes unopposed, then I can stand Asha, do another challenge. But, like, it's not getting me anywhere. He has no power on his house card either. So it looks like an Intrigue's coming through unopposed here. Story of my life as a Greyjoy player here lately. And Maester Windermere, who bounced back to hand from First Snow, is now in the discard pile. And the military of 8.
Military.
Asha's a 6. Could be +1. Oh no, +2 actually, +2. But 8 to 8 is still not a win. Yeah, sorry, I'm going first. I passed challenges, so the Iron Fleet Scout actually gives +2. Just not enough. But at least I could possibly stop a power challenge. So it is unopposed. Oh, here we go. Okay. So Risen to save Asha gets canceled by Hand's Judgment. Then I just play another one to save her again. So Asha stays in play. But the problem is March to the Wall is coming. So I'm not sure what I'm trying to do here. What was I thinking? I didn't want to use up the Iron Mines too. That's the other thing. And now a power challenge of 3. Probably just block it. It makes sense. Or do I just try to take Dom? I do have power for him to steal. This is not a good spot, man. He has 4 juicy characters across the board. If he goes into a march, yeah, he loses 1, but I lose Asha. Corsairs, Dirk goes back to hand. I have to replay it. I lose 2 Risen from the sea, basically. They're gone. So I don't know if that was a smart play to use that Risen. I'm not sure what was in my hand and why I did it. Probably had my own reasons. But at least I should have quite a bit of cards in hand. And the economy base of a Great Hall and 2 Sea Towers is pretty nice. So maybe I can recover a little bit here. Yeah, he's got the march up front. He's ready to go. Doesn't see why not. He's probably thinking in his head, maybe, like, why would he play those Risens if he knows I'm marching? Why wouldn't he pop that Iron Mines? But oh, you realized I was going with Valor. I figured if I'm getting marched, you're going to lose all your characters. So it's Valor time. And I can keep Asha around from a Valor, but if he played March, that's not happening. But I catch him, and I get Arion and his Asha in the dead pile, which is sweet. So him burning that early Iron Mines was maybe a mistake there. And of course, if we had dupes, he double Valor from the Varus Riddle that was flipped. So Asha dies for sure. I don't even waste an Iron Mines on her. Doesn't make sense. Wish I didn't have to use 2 Risens, though. If he didn't cancel that Risen last turn, I would have had a second one there. I could have saved Asha from 2 Valors, which would have been sweet. And he gets his gold with the Nornish Fiefdoms. He knows I have that Lord's Port Shipwright in hand, so I could play it out. But he still would have the action to trigger Dornish Fiefdoms first. But I could kneel a Blood Orange Grove, I guess, but he still would probably kneel 1 before that. So I have a Rose Road for a limited. Help with future turns, hopefully. These Martell games are usually not short. Martell is not the type of faction to really rush you. They'll just control you until they get the board cleared multiple times, and then hope you just run out of gas. And then they step in and close it. But right now we both have empty boards. But he is, I think he's winning the economy race here with the Dornish Fiefdoms going second. And Gash and Grey is blown up by a newly made Lord. Feels good. Feels good. And that's all I'm going to play. So yeah, Adam's making a comment there about no intrigue icons in play. That for me, that's what he likes to see against a Rains deck. So Dornish Fiefdoms paid for itself there. So he's got 2 of them in play now and 2 Blood Orange Groves. So yeah, he's definitely got the economy lead for sure. He's working with 7 gold and 2 Blood Orange Groves now. So not good for me. Does not look good at all. I do have a ton of cards in hand, but I'll probably have to chuck a couple because I am sitting at 5 reserve from Valor. And with no intrigue on the board, I can't flip out of it like, those Lanny and Tyrell decks usually do all the time on their Valor turn. But I think I just had a Valor there. I couldn't let him just march me. And I don't know what else I would have played into his Varus Riddle. So now he's got an Iron Mines. And Hota played out. And 2 cards in hand. And now I remember this. I remember looking at his hand and thinking, like, he does not have any cards. I remember thinking that, too, when I Valored. I need a Valor, because a lot of his big characters are on the board. He's probably had a character in hand he could ambush in with Arion. That's what he was planning. And I stopped that with that Nightmares. Killing Arion stops that. But, like, he definitely had a character in hand. And I guess Valoring, I thought, maybe he doesn't have much to play. And he just seemed to be drawn into locations with the Dornish Fiefdoms and Iron Mines. But he's got Hota out there with the military icon, which kind of sucks. So I win an unopposed power challenge. And no defenders on the military challenge here from Hota. So he gains a power for unopposed. Claim of 1. I probably should use the Iron Mines, I'm thinking, to save, which I do. I need to keep bodies on the board. It's that whole reset down to 0 thing. I just don't want to have an empty board the whole game. So, got to use those Iron Mines to build it up. So he takes dominance with like his 5 gold he had left over there. And we're going to go to the 3rd round. So my Valor's burnt already. So he can go crazy with anything he draws. He can just put it into play. But he does have to keep in mind that his own Valor is now coming. So, I mean, that's still a while. It could be a whiles away, but he's got to keep that in mind. He might want to play it sooner rather than later. And since he's on 6 power already, so you never know. He could rush pretty quick, but he's only got 2 cards he's sitting on, and I'm going to have 5 after this. And it looks like I'm debating on taxation here. So, of course, there's Dirk. It looks like I chucked that for taxation. Not sure what I have in my hand. Let's see if I can dip my cards here so we can see. And I chuck away a character with an intrigue icon. I don't know if that was smart. Not sure what else I have in hand, but obviously thought of what plot I'm playing next pretty quickly, and it's a 901 Late Summer Feast into his Retaliation. So good thing I'm going first. My Iron Fleet Scout is +2 automatically. Retaliation just makes me first. But he's got a 2-claim plot. So he's just trying to keep my board empty. That's the idea here. And this is where all my saves, my early game saves. I've burned Iron Mines, I've burned Risens. Just try to keep characters on the board and not get nuked down to nothing in an empty hand. I've done a good job of having a handful of cards thanks to his first snow, but can I play them back out? That's the question. And which ones should I play out? I have to think of Rains, so do I go heavy on Intrigue? He's got a 5-strength military across the board and a 2-claim plot. Do I need to just get military bodies in front of him right now? Can I somehow trigger Rains and stand a character? I can't kneel now. I wasted that kneel early, right? So I can't just, try to win that Intrigue and kneel Hota. And since he's going second, he's getting 4 gold from those Dornish fiefdoms. Unless I can catch him here with a Lord's Port Shipwright and kneel one of them. But so far, I haven't done anything. I'm sitting here thinking of actions matter, so I'm going first. So if I put a Lord's Port Shipwright in, he'll kneel the Dornish fiefdoms. Then I can kneel the Lord's Port Shipwright to kneel the second Dornish fiefdoms as my action. And then I'm sure after that, he'll kneel like a Blood Orange Grove. We'll go back and forth. So it could matter against Greyjoy. Especially if I have another newly made Lord.
As soon as this gets in that discard pile, I'm like...
That's the thing. As soon as I kneel some economy, too. As soon as I kneel economy, he can kneel the Dornish fiefdoms. So I should just pay for the Lord's Port Shipwright. And that's why I'm taking my time here. Just working it out through my head of which action I should trigger first. And let's see if I do it correctly or I goof it up here. So he's laughing. He's just letting me kneel a whole bunch of stuff. He's not taking any actions. So I played Balon and duped King Balon. So it looks like I wasn't going for the Lord's Port Shipwright thing here. But he's let me do it. He's watching me very attentively, Marshall. And now I give him the action. Yeah, he just admitted he should have done the other Dornish fiefdoms. And then I'm going to kneel the other one. So yeah, he was sleeping on it. I mean, I did kneel all my locations pretty quickly. But he was watching them and laughing at how big of a character was I going to get on the board. He could have easily stopped me and said, hey, after that Great Hall, hold on, I have an action. And, yeah, I probably should have given him the opportunity. But I wasn't thinking about it, obviously. I was just thinking of getting Balon on the board. Being a dummy. And then I probably looked at the Lord's Port Shipwright thinking, another cheap character I can put on the board. Oh, now the actions matter. Whoops. But yeah, I don't think I was trying to screw my opponent there. Try to just kneel my locations as fast as possible to trick him into not kneeling his. But it worked in my favor a little bit. I stopped him from getting 2 gold, but he still has 6 to work with and 2 Blood Orange Groves.
No limit on that either, is there? Which on the Dirk?
No.
Oh, I had a second Corsair Dirk. Looks like I drew into another one or had it in my hand, so he gets +2 strength. And hopefully he saves some gold that I can steal back. I do have 3 saved there, so... Yeah, it looks like I couldn't play much else. But Balon with a dupe, Corsair's Dirk appointed. He has all 3 icons now. And the Lord's Port Shipwright back in play. Feels pretty good. I can handle the 2-claim military now at least. And possibly block it on the defense. But he just played a Palace Spearman. So what's he at? That's 9 military. And with Balon, he is 5 +2, 7. And the Iron Fleet Scout gives him another 2. So he's 9. So I can win a military challenge on the offense actually.
Although I will be drawing some cards, I think.
And he's teasing about my late summer feast, how he'll be drawing cards anyway, so he's feeling pretty good about the plot I played. So I'm just working through my math here. What challenges could I win? What does it get me? He has an Iron Mines in play. So he could easily just eat that military challenge and pop that Iron Mines and still have 2 characters to come hit me back with, which is, of course, what he'll want to do. He'll want to maximize his 2-claim plot, right? He doesn't want to just kill a character, leave himself open for a march, or his own march to hurt him. So he's going to obviously use that Iron Mines. I'm happy for him to use that Iron Mines. Get him in the discard pile. That'll be the second one that's gone. And if his Valor comes around again, that's less he can save. I'm happy about that. But he has no king, so Balon doesn't kneel to attack on the military. So I do not lose much doing a military challenge. I don't see why I wouldn't do it. There's no Gas and Gray across the board to hit me anymore.
I was surprised because I was just like, man, is he... I thought about it because I was going to riddle for 2, and I was just like, my copper. So I was like, nah.
And I could still do an intrigue, get a Rains. So that's the other thing slowing me up right now. I'm thinking, okay, is military the right start? I don't see why it wouldn't be, but maybe intrigue to get a Rains trigger off first if something matters. But I'm going to do the military of 7 to start here. Now, he could try to defend with both to make me use my Iron Fleet Scout, but then he loses anyway. So he's going to do it unopposed, of course, which, if I have a We Do Not Sow... So he draws a card for the force reaction. We do not sow the Iron Mines. Do I remember the Corsair's Dirk? Steal the gold, Rob. Steal the gold. Come on, man. Yep, there it is. Corsair's Dirk. 1 less gold equals 1 less vengeance for Elia there. And the unopposed power. Claim of 1. No, you vengeance for Elia me anyway. So he plays vengeance and spends 2 gold. And I should have known. I should have thought of that. I probably did. That's probably what slowed me down. So I have to eat a 1 claim back at myself. The challenge that he should be doing claim for. I now have to satisfy claim as if I were the defender of that challenge. I'm just looking at what plots he's played, what could be coming next, what situation. No march is in that plot used plot pile yet. So that changes who I claim here. No Valor either, so taking a dupe off Balon is scary. I don't want to kill that Lord Support Shipwright, because it's keeping the economy race possibly in my favor, especially if I win initiative, but I do kill it, because it looks like I want to keep that newly made Lord around. He's higher strength, he's standing right now. I can use him in this challenge phase probably to help me maybe not lose a 2-claim power challenge. I haven't used my Iron Fleet Scout yet, so I can buff him also. Now I can do an intrigue challenge, but see, this is the problem. I burned that Filthy Accusations early, and it'd be way better to use right now to kneel somebody on a 2-claim plot turn, I think. So I'm going to go intrigue. I could play the stand plot to get Balon standing back up.
Better than a power challenge right there.
And I could steal another goal with that Corsair's Dirk to prevent any kind of shenanigans.
Good. Unopposed? Unopposed. So force reaction.
So I remember the force reaction, so he gets another card.
Definitely. So let's do this.
Yeah, I'm going to do the range trigger after the force reaction, of course. Got to stand Balon back up. I don't know what else I could do. Oh, the other thing debating the challenge order there is that Late Summer Feast being exposed. For me not doing that intrigue first, I just keep giving my opponent more cards. So I'm going to do the stand plot. Power behind the throne, get a stand token. So I'm going to claim an intrigue here. And Nymeria, great pull. And don't forget the renown here.
Like I said, forgetting to kneel.
So yeah, it looks like I forgot the reaction there. He let me take it, which is nice. So I steal gold. I'm up to 4 gold. And a renown on Balon. So I'm up to 8 power. Still have a stand token. He's at 6 power, has 2 claim, still needs to go on his challenges. Yeah, I just don't know how I'm not. I already had to eat 1 military claim. I just don't know how I'm not going to eat the rest. Even with that Iron Fleet Scout, I don't know how I'm not eating another 2 claim military challenge. And I'll be in a situation where I could be in trouble here. Unless I saw a 3rd risen from the sea. Looks like I pass over to him. Adam's going to go here. He's just not playing games. Military challenge. Going to stand Balon. Do I block the unopposed? Yep. Gotta do it. Unopposed is blocked. Dupe off Balon, newly made Lord, and now I'm in another position where March to the Wall is gonna wreck my face. Which is too bad. But he's only sitting on a couple cards in hand still, so very low on the cards. But he does have that nice economy we see down on the bottom, so he's got 3 cards in hand. One of them was, we saw Quentin Martell there, so he's got another character to play. And if he marches, he's losing a character too, so. But as you can see, I burnt my 9 gold plot there, so like how can I keep up here? I need to keep putting stuff into play to just deal with this vengeance. So there's marched into March. I say, screw you, I know you're going to march them, so I'm going to march both your characters. March to the Wall's decent plot for gold-wise, and I probably don't want to hold on to it anyway when a Martell player can basically, it'll hurt me later as he keeps whittling me down to no characters. I could have wiped my own board there, so I might as well just burn the March. It would have sucked if he didn't play March, but hey, whatever. So he's chosen me to go first, of course, so he can get his Dornish fiefdom's economy there. Which, hey, thanks for letting me go first. I love those Iron Fleet Scouts being 2 strength. And if I can get Victorion going here with some Intimidate going first, that would be nice. I do got the Great Hall, 2 Sea Towers, and 5 gold to work with. Thank you to the Rose Road. Still not a ton. But he will have 8 gold plus 2 Blood Orange Groves. And we know he's got Quentin Martell in hand, so at least he can play him. I don't know what else he's drawn into. If I can get a couple Chuds on the board, maybe it'd be alright. So a military icon would be pretty cool. Greyjoy military icon that I could buff with Iron Fleet Scout. So now he learned after last round, so we're doing it careful here. As soon as I kneel the Great Hall, he kneels Dornish fiefdoms. And of course, after I kneel the Sea Tower, he kneels the other Dornish fiefdoms. No games. He's not going to want to lose that economy. And Euron has hit the board. And Adam puts his head down in disappointment. And an Iron Mines to keep him around. So I know Valor's coming, marches out of the way. Corsair's Dirk, of course, was marched, or back to my hand after the march. And play that back out. So at least my march is out of the way. His march is out of the way. Maybe he plays 2. I don't think we've seen a doubled up plot yet on his side. I could be wrong. I'm trying to think here. But yeah, at least that's out of the way for now until we wrap around to the next plots. But I just need to build the board back up, and that might have been my only character I had in hand. I don't have a ton of cards right now, only 2 in hand. And here we go. He's using his economy to play a Littlefinger, which is going to help him draw even more cards for more options. Hopefully he can get another character, but he draws a location and a Hand's Judgment there. And the location was a Rose Road, which goes right into play as is limited. And here's 2 Blood Orange Groves Knelt, and we got a Bastard Daughter. And spends another gold for an Iron Mine. So all 3 Iron Mines have been played on Adam's side now. And it looks like he's sitting on 2 gold. What can 2 gold do against me? We know he's got Vengeance for Elia. And that sucks with a 1-character board. But at least I have an Iron Mines to protect me there if I do military. But then again, I have a Bastard Daughter across the table, and that will empty a card out of my hand. So maybe military is not the best choice. Sometimes I just don't care. Maybe I have crap in hand anyway. And a character off his board is a character off his board. So his challenge looks like I passed. See, the thing is I have Corsair's Dirk, actually, so I could have stolen a gold and not had to eat a Vengeance for Elia before he triggered it, which would have been nice. So it looks like I passed over to him. He's just going to do an intrigue challenge at me.
Look what you did there.
I could. What's Euron is 8 strength plus the Ironfleet Scouts would put him up to 10. I could get a range trigger off this here, but
What's that wanting?
I ain't too worried about it. Oh, it was a power challenge. Power challenge. I went unopposed. He didn't want to let me do the range trigger, which makes sense. But I just play defensively here. I do not want to lose a military, so that's the priority. Just to get my board build back up. Having an Iron Mines to protect me from his Valor definitely helps. So I just can't risk losing that Iron Mines right now. I need that if he runs into his own Valor. My Valor's out of the way for now. And at least his Intrigue Icon's knelt, so I don't have to worry about losing cards out of hand. So I just take Dominance. So play it safe here. I think I made it out of that round pretty well. I know having Euron not being in a challenge there and getting some renown, stealing a location really sucks. It's hard to just pass that up, but I had to do it just to keep my board going here. And he plays Duel, which is a big fat miss, as there's no one there, so it does fizzle. Let me check that there. And then I play Clash of Kings, so I win initiative. And he's just playing Duel, so he doesn't have to play his Valor there. He doesn't want to run into his Valor yet, so... am I going first? That's the question. I have Baby Theon in hand, the new Theon. And I don't know what the other card is there. So I choose him to be first, so he gets less economy. And I guess maybe I can weather the storm is what I'm thinking. So first action, he gets a gold from his Dornish Fiefdom. So he collects his gold. So he's kneels it again. I'm okay with that. I'm all right. And the Blood Orange Groves. I think we got Quentin coming here. There he is, Quentin. But since he's going first, he doesn't get that +1 strength bonus or get stealth. So he's just a, I believe, 4 strength body, military, power, and basically I think no keywords at that point. And yeah. Yeah, he does have the kill ability, but it's the character I think is less strength than him. So if he does die, he could kill a weenie on my side, so I have to keep that in mind about doing my military challenges. And he is sitting on 3 gold. So he could have strategically just not played something out and saved the 3 gold, knowing about the Corsair's Dirk, just trying to hope I maybe do a military first, and he plays his Vengeance for Ilya, even after losing a gold, having enough gold to play that out. But yeah, that's the beauty of the Corsair's Dirk, making him save extra gold. Maybe he's not. Maybe he just had nothing else to play. So here I am kneeling my locations out here. See what I can get into play. Of 5 gold, the Great Hall, 2 Sea Towers. And we got Victarion to help out Euron here. Big bodies. Big bodies. Got all 3 icons in play, which is nice. And there's little Theon is in play. So I'm a little worried here. The problem is I'm playing these knowing Valor's coming. And I don't think I have a way here to get 2 power on Victarion to get his built-in save ability working. And I only have the 1 Iron Mines on my side. But I think I know what I was thinking is putting Euron to work. And we know we've already seen 2 Iron Mines on the opponent's side popped and into his discard pile. So I'm basically deciding to pull up to the drive-through window and order some Iron Mines out of his discard pile so that I'm in a better spot for his Valor. And if even better, if I can get it unopposed and I have a We Do Not So, I can blow up the one that he has in play and really put it to my favor. Now, the issue is on the Valor or a military claim is he'll either kill a Bastard Daughter or... the Bastard Daughter will hit my hand, or Quentin could hit little Theon on the board also, so I gotta be careful with the military. So I think he's doing an intrigue challenge here. And I'm blocking with Euron, who's 8 strength. And I'm probably debating buffing it here for the... Oh, and he nightmares, so Euron's not getting... Not picking anything from the menu of the discard pile and stealing any locations this turn.
And Arion is right there in that dead pile.
So it looks like I don't care about triggering Rains or anything. Just protect my hand. Yeah, it sucks. Just trying to steal a location out of his discard pile. That was the #1 priority there that turn, I think. Just to get that Iron Mine so that we're not on parity after the Valor. And it looks like a power challenge. Defended there with Victirion, where he gets a power on him. And then a military challenge with the Bastard Daughter. See, I don't want to be aggressive here. I want to use my characters on defense because I don't want to kill anyone on his side. Oh, there. Sorry. Trigger Clash of Kings on the defense also. So I take a power from him from defending with Victirion. So Clash of Kings goes to work still on defense. And it looks like the military challenge is fully blocked with Theon Greyjoy. And he wins dominance with 2 gold. So the idea was there. I didn't want to win a military because he could kill Quentin, which could kill Theon. Or he kills the Bastard Daughter and I lose a card from hand. And it could be a character I have in hand that I need after his Valor, which his Valor happens right here. And I have Confiscation left. So, of course, there's Dirk. Could go back to hand if I do Valor first. But then I have to go first to make sure that's how it happens. That would mean I have to kill Euron. And this is the debate here. Who do I kill? I think I keep Euron. He's got all the icons. He helps my reigns. He could help me steal stuff from his discard pile. Like a Gash and Grey, or most likely Iron Mines. Iron Mines, I think, is more valuable in this situation because this Martell deck and Adam here is just disrupting my board like crazy, whittling me down. We know his Valor's pinned, though, so maybe Iron Mines isn't that big a deal, but he does have kill effects like Quentin and Vengeance for Elia that I'll have to eat, not to mention Military Claim. And, yeah. So he's going first.
Trigger yours first.
And, he triggers Confiscation first to get rid of Corsair's Dirk. And he's going to hit my hand with Bastard Daughter. 50-50 shot here. What's he get? He gets an Appointed. And I'm going to use Iron Mines on Euron.
Yeah, I'm Iron Mining. I just don't know which one I'm doing yet.
And the rest die. Now it's his choice what he uses Iron Mines on. Does he need the economy off Littlefinger? Or does he need Quentin out there with those military and power icons and possibly his ability turning on in a future round? But this round he's going first, so it's not happening. And Iron Mines is used on Quentin, and Littlefinger's gone. So he doesn't care about the economy from Littlefinger. He feels he's pretty good. Even though his Dornish fiefdoms are only giving him 1 gold, and Valor is only a 2 gold plot. And we see he drew into Arion, and Arion is in the dead pile. Or at least Arion's in his hand as another character. I don't know if he just drew into her, but he's got her in hand. Plays another Rose Road, so his Marshal here. He's going to get a gold with the Dornish fiefdoms, get another gold with the other one. And that's all he's going to play. So he only has Arion in hand, who's a character, or his only character in hand, but he can't put her into play because she is dead due to my awesome Valor I did earlier to catch her in play and kill her after putting nightmares on her so she couldn't escape. So I trapped Arion when she's usually the one doing the trapping. So I'm feeling okay. I can defend a challenge. He's got 0 claim, so I'm okay. I feel a little breathing room here. Finally entering around here where I'm not scared about him having more characters and worried about how much military claim can I eat, how many Vengeance for Elias can I eat, how many Quentins can I eat, all these claims and kill effects. He's still got Tears in hand, I think, so that's a problem. But it looks like I play Silence his crew and use 2 Bestow on them, so they are 8 strength right now. Wex Pike I play and don't give many Bestow. I don't feel it's worth it when my opponent only has a 6 cost character right now. I don't think the game's going to go much longer. I think it's already been about 45 minutes of play at this point, so 10 minutes left in the game roughly, I would assume. He's got 2 Hands Judgments in hand, a Tears of Lys, and a Dead Arion. And now I have Silence's crew, Euron Greyjoy, Wex Pike out there. He passes challenges, over to me for challenges. I am sitting at 8 power. He is also at 8 power, so a very tight game, could still go either way. But his Valor is pinned, and I feel great about that. And he's got 0 claim right now, so I don't have to worry about him killing someone, and I walk into a March to the Wall. So I start with an Intrigue. I want to get rid of those His Viper's Eyes, assuming they're there. I get rid of a Tears, which is a huge pull right there, I think. But he can't win an Intrigue right now anyway. I know you're saying he can't win the Intrigue, but Martell has the cards with Intrigue icons that could be coming next round. You never know. And I could have a Dead Silence's crew on my hand. So we got a power challenge here with Euron. It's going to block the unopposed with Quentin. So I steal a power. I get a renown. And I'm going to pillage. And there goes Nymeria, second one. So we got her one with an intrigue claim and one off the top of the deck.
Yeah, Iron Mines and Gas Stick. 3 Iron Mines.
Yeah, Iron Mines is a good pull. So I grab Iron Mines with Euron there, just to have some protection.
Let's not get flashy.
I wanted the Gaston Grey. That's always the dream, to grab those big flashy cards like I just said. But it's not the time to go flashy. You gotta play grindy against these Martell decks.
Let's go military.
So a military challenge. Silence the Crew, 8 strength. And Quentin's going to kill Wex, but I'm going to save with Iron Mines. Thanks, Euron, for saving Wex there with that Iron Mines.
Pillage.
And Pillage. And it's Knights of the Sun. So another character off the top of the deck. This next draw would have been Nymeria and a Knights of the Sun, which I'm sure would have been great pulls for him. Hopefully I've just left a couple of events on the top of his deck now. And I don't have to worry about much. So what does he play? He's thinking Varys Riddle.
Oh, I thought for sure you caught
So he thought I was going to count in Coppers to draw, but I'm going to close it. I'm just trying to win initiative, Clash of Kings. Try to go first, get some extra power claim. Because, I mean, he's at 8 power. That's a lot of power for the taking, and he's not too far away. But I am sitting at 12 right now, 3 away from winning. So Clash of Kings is going to help me get there, I think.
Go ahead and marshal. It's just the way you said it. It's like
He drew into Corset Theon and looks like a Desert Scavenger. So he's thinking of just conceding here, but he's going to let me marshal. And he sees me play a Reader and a Rose Road, sit on 3 gold. He knows it's over, so he concedes here. Yeah, Adam had some poor draws there at the end of the game to capitalize on my board being basically blown up to nothing. And yeah, that basically was enough to lose in the game there. But great sport. Always fun playing against Adam. He's always a great opponent, and he has crushed me in the past. But that was a tight sweat game there. Like, that was a great play. Loved it. Thanks a lot, Adam, for the game. Thanks for playing on camera. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you, everyone who donates on patreon.com. /Rob's Gaming Table for all the support here for the work I do, the videos I post. I really appreciate it. Thanks everyone for watching. Make sure you subscribe if you're new here. Hit that like button and stick around. We got tons more coverage here from the Massacre at Hardhome coming up. And I am traveling to Gen Con in a few days, so I hope to get some more matches from that and maybe some other games covered. So stay tuned to the channel and subscribe. And thanks a lot. See you in the next video.